right, let's do a brief audio and visual check. How's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully good. Give me a few moments to get things set up. It is Monday night. I am flying out to Chicago bright and early, really early tomorrow morning. So I will be ending this stream a little bit early. So give me just 1 second while I get a few things set up on my end. Let's see. Audio is good. Visual is good. And let's get going. As always, in the YouTube chat, there's our Topstep risk disclosure. This is for educational purposes only. It's not a signals class. It's not financial advice. Yeah, let's see. Let me see. How's everybody's day been? Some of the names are crazy. Great. Had a good session. Good. I mean, I got smacked yesterday. Last night. Last night I got smacked around. Thanks, Coach Hoop. And yeah, by the way, also, Coach Hoop, since I'm going to be in Chicago, I'm flying out tonight. Not tonight. I'm done tonight. I'll be flying out tomorrow morning. And just so everybody knows, Coach Hoop and Anne-Marie is going to be taking over slow markets tomorrow. And then again, Coach Hoop and Gabe is going to be taking over slow markets on Wednesday. So that's going to be awesome. That is going to be awesome. And then, of course, the buzzer. Jay's going to be joining me in Chicago. So Anne-Marie and I think Paul is going to be working for At the Buzzer. So even though I'm not here, you will have Coach Hoop, you'll have Anne-Marie, and you'll have Gabe. And I might, depending on how busy I am, might hop in the YouTube chat and be a troll to them. Kind of reverse the roles. But yeah, it seems like it's a mix. It's a mix for everybody. I took a loss last night. Everyone's seen that trade I put on, and that was a big fat L. Today, I don't know what the heck it was. When I was looking at all the news and I was seeing everything, and Coach Hoop, I talked to Coach Hoop a little bit before slow markets, is saying it's a little bit of a rollover going on, but we take a look at the daily chart, and what a freaking bullish day that was. That was just like I was talking last night. If you joined me last night, let me just talk about. We ran into this resistance up here at 22,200, and we're selling off hard tonight. But I just was mind blown. My mind was just completely blown at this market. I don't know how. I mean, I should be expecting this anymore. The fact that we gapped down. And then we just, all night, it was just rally, just straight up, 500 points. Like, screw it, buy the dip. And I was talking about how we did the same thing there last week on June 5th. It's like, well, we did the same thing again. We gapped down on the Sunday night, and then we just rallied. We just rally all night. Last night was even a bigger rally, and it was just, it was like a bittersweet, right? Because it was sweet in the terms of of the longer term, but it was bitter because I was so pissed off at my day trading because I was shorting it last night. You seen that, and I took my loss, and I'm just wow. And then when I woke up this morning, I woke up with a freaking headache. Because I was supposed to be on fast markets, and I'm like, I have a headache. I don't know why it was. Maybe it's getting pretty hot. So I don't know if it was heat or stress or frustration over this market. And we just kept going. We got all the way up. Like that was just an insane rally. I'm like, okay, market doesn't care about politics. Market doesn't care about the war or the fact that oil's. And so this was a beautiful example of that. It doesn't matter what your opinion is. It doesn't matter what my opinion is, what anybody's opinion is about the markets. The markets are going to do whatever it wants. And It's another testament of how we must follow a plan, and we trade the price that is in front of us. Like that's what it has to, that's what it is. Time and time again, I keep finding this out myself, hitting my head against the wall. Same thing. It's just, you have to trade the price action that is in front of us, regardless of our opinions. And now tonight, I don't know what happened. The first thing I looked at tonight, I messaged Coach Hoop in our messenger. I said, Hoop, what happened today? And then I looked at tonight, and I'm like, wow, this market's selling off tonight. Like I'm looking at what we're seeing, and we had a huge rally, and we consolidated. And I mean, I'm like, wow, did the market finally just realize what's going on? And we just sold off. And yeah, there it is. No, coach, market does what they want. It does what whoever wants, right? What market does what the market wants all the time. Dakota, just trade combines on there for training. Real money should be traded in private. Cheers. I agree to an extent, Joe Black. That's been something. Ooh, that's a good topic. That's a good topic, Joe Black. Remind me. Let me do my analysis, since this is a shortened class, since I'm flying out tomorrow morning. So let me do my analysis real quick, and then I want to touch base on that, because trading live account, private, public, and personal versus what the Topstep account is here. Now, let's go. Let's do this. I'm going to analyze this real quick. It's going to be brief. So on that higher time frame, let's take a look at a daily time frame, and nothing really changes, right? We had that huge engulfing bullish candle. We got right back up at 22,200s, and then we sold off. We're right down at the middle of, middle of this consolidation that we've seen. Maybe we're at the highs of what we were seeing back at the beginning of June, end of May. Not much going on the daily. Let's zoom in the hourly chart, and there's a little bit going on there where we have these lower highs that I was talking about. We broke through them. So are we going to come down and retest this, where we break out, we retest, and then we start to rally, right? Or we just do something like that. I'm not sure. That's kind of what maybe what we could have looked for if we were awake during the Euro session. It looked like it happened overnight. Like, that's a big overnight move. Most of this move came overnight, surprisingly. Like, that 500-point move, almost all of it was overnight. And then I'm glad I didn't trade that New York session. The New York session looked like it was just mess. Look, just sideways. All New York session? Is that what happened? Oh, poor New York traders. I would have been chopped up in that for sure. Now, we consolidated there for the entire session, it looks like, and then we sold off. We're selling off tonight, and it looks like we're bouncing at a key area, 22,000. That's a big round number. You can see where that was resistance overnight. It was also held up as support. So I'm not too surprised that we came down and we're bouncing off that area. You can see where it's, tested it a few times, quite a bit of times. So that is a very solid level for support and resistance. We zoom in the 5-minute chart, and we're zooming in, and you can start to see it a lot cleaner, right? Everything's a zone where we're looking at support, resistance, support. You could fine tune it however you want to be, and then you just kind of just highlight it and be like, oh, we just bounced off that. It makes sense. That makes sense that we bounced off that price level. So I understand that we're getting a pullback. We're still down 0.5% tonight. And at this point, why would we not want to just keep rallying, right? Is this a buy the dip mode where we, sell off, and then we're going to look at headlines tomorrow? Market's just downplaying. What was the headline on CNBC or whatever? It was like markets not betting on it not escalating or something. I don't know. Let me. I'll have to look it up. When I looked at it, I'm like, what the heck is this? It says, I just got a headline. It says Trump to leave G7 summit early due to Middle East. What was that? I don't know. That headline pissed me off. It was traders betting that it's not as bad as it seems, or that it's going to be contained or something. Is that what it was? I don't know. Expecting regional containment. Yeah, something like that. And I'm like, you got to be joking. You got to be joking. We have yet to see. I'm going to not be trading as much this week because obviously that trader meetup, I'm going to be with Jay and Baron and the Topstep team. But yeah, I think we're going to be expecting more choppy markets ahead with what's going on with this. And why would we not be buying these dips, I guess? I mean, if this isn't going to bring the market down, what is? Well, what's going to bring these markets down? The fact that we could gap down on a Sunday night and have war all weekend, gap down on a Sunday night, and rally 500 points into the New York session. I don't know. This is buy the dip type of market. It's bullish. We see that on the higher time frame, and it's just another example of just buy the dip. I don't know how much. I don't know. Like, look at these pullbacks. We have one red day, and then it just gets erased. This is an interesting market for sure. We have FOMC Wednesday, correct, Michael? We have FOMC Wednesday. Looking at the news, Trump need to return to Washington as soon as possible. Need to return to Washington. It is very important. All right. I have to back for obvious reasons. Okay, Trump's going back to Washington, obviously. Now we have jobless claims tomorrow. Is that going to matter? Is the jobless claims going to be as volatile? I think it's just going to be the FOMC rate statement and Powell's press conference. Powell's press conference is going to be a big one. I'm curious to see what Powell's going to talk about and how he is with the interest rates. Let's see. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on from the NASDAQ. NASDAQ markets just go up. Now, onto gold. Onto gold. Look at this spike. That big spike. Anybody know what caused that? It seems to correlate when the NASDAQ started selling off. But it's been buy the dip in gold. Obviously, buy the dip in NASDAQ. Buy the dip on gold. We look at the hourly chart. And sure enough, is this a good level? I don't know. Is this a good level? It seems like we could be at a decent buying level here in gold, where we could be in for another leg higher. Can we come and push is this the Sunday gap? Yeah, this looks like the Sunday gap. So can we come back up here and test these highs? I think that's possible. I think this might be a better trade than the NASDAQ, to be honest. Looking for buying opportunities. Heck, there might even be one. I'm going to put one on in this. Like I said, I'm trading this combine. This is not a signals class. I'm going to throw one on here. Let's do it. I need to change that to dollars. Let's go ahead and do some dollars. Do this. And risking 2,300. Oh, I think that's a little too much. That's a little too much for my blood. Let's go over to micros. I should have started with micros. That's the hourly chart. So this could definitely be a trade that I like. Something like this, where we could target these highs. A nice 2-to-1 trade. Risk about 1,000. So something like that is an idea. Like, this is just an example, right? And I'll leave this trade overnight, where I could easily put a take profit. I could take a profit. Let's see. Maybe, do I really want to close one out right there? I could take a profit if we get to this pivot. Maybe I could take a profit. Where is that at? Sell limit. Somewhere right on that level. And then leave one on for a runner. Maybe we could even do something like this. something like that, and then leave one on for a runner. So this is an example of a true overnight setup. This is a true slow market setup where you get a nice good risk reward. You place a trade, and then you just let it run overnight. And then you wake up in the morning, you see where we're at, and then you can make adjustments. Stop loss, I think that's a good one. So risking about 1,000 to make, I would say 1,500. I mean, you could go through and do the calculations if you really want to. If I want to let that take profit all the way to the top, that's 1,900, maybe 2,000 to the top of those highs. But since I'm going to be closing out on the way up, it's probably going to be closer to 1,500. But 4 contracts, close out of 3, and then leave a runner on to see where we could be at tomorrow. This is a good example. It's been a while since I did this. I think maybe I could set this type of a trade up a lot more going forward, since I'm going to be focusing on gold as well. Trump rushing back to Washington. Yep. Why do you go long on micros? This is just a demonstration. This is just a combine for demonstration. That's it. It's for class. This is a good example. I mean, $1,000 is still relatively big for these combines. Relatively big for these combines. More ideally could be $500. But I'm okay with 1,000, and that's why I did 4 micros. If this was wider, if I had my stop loss all the way down here, and I had a take profit further, then I'd probably be down to 2 micros. So when I'm doing these slow markets and these overnight trades, I let the setup dictate my size. Like, you know, how far is my stop loss going to be? How many contracts do I need to place based on that? So if I like $1,000, well, if I'm risking $1,000, I need to have 4 contracts. If it's 3 contracts, it's too small. If it's 5 contracts, it's too big. There's a big challenge between Jay and I. Yeah, Jay and I, basketball. And, I finally finished packing. Let me see. I finally finished packing, and I'll show the chat. I'll show the chat. We got some hashtag slow markets in here already. And then Joe Black, I didn't forget your question. Let me do this hashtag slow markets, and I'm finally finished packing. Gotta get this out there. Make sure. Jordan sneakers? No, not Jordan sneakers. Let's see. Make sure I have everything. So first one is Craig. Already at it. First one, Craig. Shout out to you. Slow market time, trading session. Man, it's dark there. That is dark. Very dark. And then I was going to show you, I finished packing. It's not. I guess you gotta wait. I guess you have to wait. Anyway, I posted it. If you want to do hashtag slow markets, there it is. Walmart sneakers. No, I packed it. That's it. There it is. I finished packing it. I got my shoes. I got Barron's $5. Barron's $5. He said sign it, and he will hang it on the wall. So we'll see. We'll see if Barron's gonna hang it on his wall. But there's his $5. He won the bet, and I have a bet with Jay now going forward. Basketball. 1 bag of peas confirmed. $5. Do we have more news going on? Is this just going to go straight down during slow markets? Where are we going? If you didn't know, I'll show you. There is a Topstep Trader meetup. There we go. That's it. Man, it's already here. It's already here. Wednesday, June 18th, Woody's Flat. They're in Chicago. Coach Jay, Barron, myself, and Hoag. So the rest of the, I don't know, not everybody, but there's going to be a lot of Topstep team members going to be there as well. Me, Jay, Barron, we're going to have some fun over the week in Chicago, doing different activities, eating dinner. What's the wager between me and Jay? It's a basketball game. We have a basketball game. A gentleman's bet over a basketball game. I'm taking a ton of shoes. I mean, it's 5 pairs of shoes. I got my basketball shoes. I got street shoes. And I got dress shoes. And then I'm not really sure how business casual some of those events are going to be. And then it sounds like there's going to be some surprises. So I overpacked. I packed more clothes than I needed. I packed a lot more than what I needed to be on the safe side, especially since this is a big first Topstep meetup. We're meeting on the traders, there's activities planned. I don't know all the activities yet, so I want to make sure it's there. Film crew is going to be there. And whenever there's a film crew, of course, I want to make sure everything goes smooth. Last thing I want is I show up, I spill, I have to go buy clothes or deal with this or deal with that. And it's better to be over prepared. What's that saying? Is it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Just for this. Anything else? Like, say I'm going on vacation, I'm not packing that. I'm not packing that if I'm going on vacation. This is a bigger event that means a lot more than if I was just to go on vacation for a week. Travel light. Yeah, I am a very light traveler, typically, whenever I travel or go on vacation or do any of that, but this is different. Anyway, what's up with this gold trade? What's up with gold? Is NASDAQ just pumping? Why not? NASDAQ just goes up. Rich? No, this is not light travel. I never said I'm traveling light for this event. This event is not light travels. This event is overpack. Bring everything. Yeah, it's a super early flight. It's before the market's even open. Alpha, that's not good. I've been struggling too. Yeah, well prepared. Well prepared while the camera's on. Danielle ordered the boxing gloves. Danielle has everything prepared. Danielle got the boxing gloves. She's got everything at the house. She's done it all. Danielle and her team just has everything set up. And yeah, I don't think I would pack boxing gloves. Today's my last day of the payouts. Also increased a lot. Top hat jock. When is NASDAQ not ever pumping? NASDAQ's always going up. Always going up. It feels like. Do we have news? I mean, does it matter at this point? Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if Barron and Jay, how they're going to be when they're like, what are you doing? when we have like some free time, I have we go to a massage parlor. Like, oh, we got to stop here. Day one of fighting your followers. Where is that? That sounds so familiar. Day one, fighting my followers. I'm locked out on the day, past the combine, but where do we see equities, etc. heading overnight? Trump causing a lot of fear. Yeah, this is equities. This is it. This is the NASDAQ. Wouldn't be surprised if we hit all-time highs. I wouldn't be surprised either. Why not? Why would we not hit all-time highs in the middle of the wars? We have wars escalating. Crude oil's going up. Gold's going up. Why would we not hit all-time highs? That's the question. Why not? Let's go. Buy the dip. I'd place longs, but I passed all my funds. Hello, slow markets. Personal question time. What kind of... yeah, everyone watches me. Everyone's watching. Crude selling. NASDAQ's going up. It's going up. It's pumping. What's the low? Did we get to 20,000? No, we didn't. We got to 08, 07 and a half. Crude selling, you can smell what salt? First, crude selling. Let's take a look at gold. Is gold just selling off here? Oh, we need MGC. Gold's selling off. We'll see how it runs. We'll see. Lido, I see that. Question is, do we just run? Gold could very well run the stop and then start to bounce. Yeah, I've met MP in person. He was actually, I met MP in Utah. MP doesn't live too far from Utah. He lives just across the Utah-Colorado border. Could you sell gold to a 50% retracement? Not sure what you mean by that. 9 p.m. gold pump when volume comes in. Here we go. Top of the hour. Let's watch it. We'll see if gold will pump up or dump. Pump or dump. Shall we watch it? Start trading SPY options. Much more profitable if you can do it right. Find what works for you, man. If you're able to trade SPY options, if there's 0 DTE or something else, then awesome. Great. I still want to do an options class. I think an options class will be really fun here. It's going to fly. Well, we're finding support here at these 34.12s, 34.11s. What futures do you normally trade? The NASDAQ and gold. Right now we're watching gold. I did a review and analyzed NASDAQ earlier. Is NASDAQ still alive? NASDAQ's always alive. It just goes up. What's my strategy? Right now I've switched it to more of a scalping strategy where it's technical analysis. Technical analysis, support and resistance on higher time frames typically. I'm zoomed in to a 1 minute and we're watching how gold's reacting at the top of the hour. Looks like a bear flag. Looks like a 3-bar reversal. That right there to me is pretty bullish. If I wasn't long already, I would be looking to get into a long. Gold's just this is very bullish in my views, right? Anything can happen. Yeah, options are profitable if you know how to trade them. I mean, anything that you can buy and sell and the market fluctuates can be profitable if you do it correct. To me, I still think futures, for a brand new trader, for a trader that is new and learning to, or even has some experience and is still trying to get to that consistency, I think futures is a great market for it. Seriously, Dakota, your strategy is way too far from the current one from my perspective. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I've traded both for quite some time. But now trading for some time and being successful for the scalping strategy is a different story. I didn't even realize I'm up 3,000. Final. Is that, you just didn't realize you're up $3,000? I came into the stream 2 times last week and took the same trade both times. That's interesting. The same trade as what? What do you mean the same? It's because you're distracted. Guys, don't be like, just randomly make 3 grand. What's your profit target? So if you missed it, I did review this. I reviewed this. It's set up on the hourly chart. Hourly chart setup, profit targets, and then leaving a runner on. So I'm in 4. First profit target 39, then 58, then 67s, and then leaving a runner on. Everybody's so obsessed about my shoes. Come on, chat. There's got to be something else about my shoes. What do you want me to just wear? 1 or 2 pairs of shoes? There's so many events happening next week. There's the trader meetup. Formal, right? Business casual, maybe. Business casual. And then going to a very nice restaurant with the Topstep team that's more on the professional level, right? That's, I'm not going to be wearing Nikes walking into a business attire room. Playing basketball with my man Jay, I'm not going to be wearing like formal or business casual, right? And then we're going to have a camera crew walking around. So, yeah. We're going to have a camera crew walking around. And so you're not going to catch me with, the same shoes I had playing basketball with Jay into a business. Where do you post? There. You can do a hashtag slow markets if you want. Dave, you're. I wish nobody cared. Just wear flip flops. Can you imagine a top 5 billboard walking in looking like he's homeless? Hey, I dress. I care about the way I dress. I do care about the way I dress. Gold's still going. Look at this gold rally. Look at that gold rally. You have to tag me in it, Final. You have to tag me. Wear Crocs. Wear Crocs. Yeah, just by myself, regular when I'm like driving to go boxing or to go to the grocery store. It's very casual. You'll never know who I am. or if like, oh, who's this guy? Just like anybody else, even a lot less. But when you're going to be going to a big trader meetup and be doing these amazing events with the team for a week, and you're going to have a film crew following you around, you're going to dress nice. You're going to bring a little bit higher level of style than you typically have. It's respect, it's professionalism, and it's important. Can we stream the meetup? Yeah, like you're gonna be able to watch. You're gonna be able to. I'm gonna do teasers on the Twitter, on that link I just sent you. I'm gonna post Twitter or whatever, call it teasers. The team's gonna be talking about it. I'm sure if you follow Topstep's socials, and I believe some of it's going to be broadcasted. And it starts tomorrow. Is Dakota frozen? Nope. Data Chicago, a girl from Chicago. Yeah, and then we're going golfing too. Right? It's the same thing. What are you gonna wear at a golf course? Had to reload your browser? I'm not frozen, but my peas are. Yeah, this is a good trade. I like this trade, to be honest. It's set up on a higher time frame. Obviously I could have had better price, but that's usually always the case, right? You always wish you had a better price. Stop loss, great area. I like the stop loss. Lots of support for that stop loss. And the targets, I think, are well placed. There's an argument to maybe have that first target a little bit lower. Like these targets, they are pretty realistic targets. Just adjusting, fine tuning, right? This first target, you can see there's resistance right there. There's a lot of resistance at that area. Second target, you can see there's that major support, resistance supports. Last target right there, you can see there's a lot of rejection, and then leaving a runner on. Leaving that runner on. I don't get this frozen peas thing. The YouTube chat's obsessed because they're just surprised that I eat frozen peas as a snack, as a healthy snack, rather than potato chips. So if you're just tuning in and you've never heard that before, yes, I eat frozen peas as a snack over potato chips. I could see someone randomly coming in the stream and be like, what the hell are these guys talking about? All the frozen peas. No, I do not defrost them. I defrost them when I cook them. Yeah, of course. What do you mean prove it? Prove what? Gaslighting, thinking us now and thinking frozen peas is just very normal. Eat frozen berries are good as well. Frozen berries are very good. Frozen grapes, frozen this, anything healthy. Healthy food. It's all for me. Okay, gold pumping. Dip will knock your shoes off. Buy the dip here in gold. Peas and berries frozen are the best snacks. See, I'm not the only one. See, who eats frozen peas? There's probably like a good number of traders and people here that either eat them or they know somebody. Can I see your TP? Last time I showed him, I had to charge. I had to charge. Last time I showed somebody the TP. There it is. There you go. That one was for free. The next one's going to cost you. What is the P&L? Realized is 40 minus 45. Unrealized is 22. You might have to zoom in. It's on 4K. Come on, chat. You could do 1440p when I'm streaming. There goes NQ, coach. Is it mooning? No, it's selling off. It's selling off. Where did this volatility come from? The risk reward on this trade on gold is about 2 to 1. What a sell off there. Just nice 40 points. 40 points straight down. Let's just focus on gold. Let's watch gold. We don't have much left. We don't much have time left. And that was a nice rally. Maybe waiting until right at the top of the hour could have been a little more opportunistic, but nice, calm, easy trade. Jay was talking smack at the buzzer. Where are you at, Jay? I'll see you. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll be seeing him in 12 hours. Within 24 hours. Was it 7? About 15 hours or so. 15 hours. I'll see him. This is live. This is a live stream. This is a simulated account. This is a simulated account for me coaching, right? This is a new dashboard too. New dashboard. I know I gave some teasers away. I don't know how much I can or can't give out. Let's see. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Dang it. I'm struggling over here. I thought Jay was AI. Jay is not AI. I mean, not. Doesn't that look beautiful? Doesn't that look good? That's nice, right? Is that not nice? That's a beautiful thing. Closed P&L, account balance. That's clean. Clean. Oh, you know what I was going to check? I was going to check this. Settings. Privacy. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to just check something, okay, chat? I want to see something. $785. I wonder. I'm checking that. I'm always testing things, just seeing, because I'm learning, exploring these new things, everything as well. But that's clean. That's really clean. I like that. It even shows your profit streak as well. You thought Jay was AI. Come on, gold. 15 minutes left. Enjoy Chicago. Thank you, Jason. Let's see what these equities. I think things might slow down. I don't know. Man, that NASDAQ looks heavy. NASDAQ looks so heavy. Curious, why do you trade a combine? Why not a practice account? For me, it's the same thing because I just reset it whenever, because I can't get funded because I already have my live account. I could do a practice, I guess. It's not, there's not, yeah, no big difference right now. What do you mean heavy? I mean heavy. When I say heavy, I mean it's looking bearish. The fact that we just sold off there, and it looks like we could come back down and test these lows. That's what I meant by heavy. Heavy, bearish. Yeah, those could be used interchangeable, I guess. Next time I will be with us. Mike Chaps. Yep, they're real accounts. It's live. It's live. They hit the orders. They hit the order books. These are real accounts. Anyone know why futures are so twitchy and volatile? Price action isn't ever clean. SN, it depends on what time you're looking at. Usually the New York session is a lot clean. It depends on the market too. For example, NASDAQ could be a lot more twitchy or volatile. The ES, right? The ES, if you're looking at ES, it's a lot less twitchy and it's more clean. And then it depends on the time of day. And it depends on if it's close to rollover. If there's news tonight, there was news, and we're seeing more volatility, and it's very twitchy and not clean tonight at this time. Hey, look at gold. Look at gold go. In gold we trust. In gold we trust. Yeah, it rolled over as well. Google. Beardstown watermelons. I'll have to look at that. Okay. Should we? 12 minutes left. 12 minutes left. I'm not seeing anything by Googling that. Am I that gullible? Okay, I see it now. Interesting. That's weird. It's almost like a cantaloupe. I know I missed something close. 1,500. You're almost $15,000 this week. I know I'm going to be missing out on close to $15,000 this week, but have to get a payout. I can't mess around anymore this month. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but yes, that is a very smart decision. What do they say? One in the hand's worth two in the bush. It's better to lock in those profits, take a payout, realize it, slow down. And not much price action. Not much price action. Interesting. That's some good advice right there. Yeah, I mean, that's what we all want, right? We all want to be able to just pull money out of these markets and pull more money out of the markets than the markets have taken from us. It doesn't matter whether it's like from XFA payouts, or then when you get to live, make money there. It's all about taking money out of these markets. I'm fading you, trade. Okay. There's the full setup in case you want to fade it. Make sure you put your take profit and your stop losses in the correct place. When friends ask, what do I do for a living? I get asked that often. And I just tell them I'm in finance. And they're like, oh, what do you do in finance? And I just say, and I just said, I do financial stuff. and if they, and then if they just keep asking, then I'll be like, oh, I teach people about the markets. I'm more of a educational. And then depending on who I'm talking to, Bradley, I'll say that. I'll say, yeah, you know, I work a lot in international supply chain, and then I do some financial stuff on the side. Now it's more of it's more of finance. It depends who I'm talking to as well. Usually, usually I'm pretty good at telling, you know, where they're at, because it depends on how I want the conversation to go. It depends on how I want the conversation to go. Because if I want to talk more about one subject, I'll go through and talk about the supply chain side. But then if I don't really want to talk to people, because finance is, you know, boring to talk about for a lot of people, then I'll say finance. I'll keep it very general. Yeah, and you can usually tell. Yeah, you can usually tell when you're talking to someone. You know, is finance going to be the topic they want to talk about, or is like trucking? You trade derivatives. I trade derivatives that take advantage over market fluctuations and positive and negative deltas. Shane, I think it's less about hesitant of saying I'm a trader. It's more about, you know, when somebody asks you what you do, it's something they know, right? If I say finance, it's easier for them to understand, oh, finances, right? Because if I say it's a trader, then how many times I'll have to sit there and kind of explain what it is, could be very, very repetitive. So that's why it's depends on person to person. Yeah. If I'm having a good in-depth conversation and I'm like, yeah, what do you do for a living? And I'm like, I do day trading futures. You're not going to be explaining to some random person on the street that you day trade futures when it's a really brief conversation. Well, it's not about what anyone thinks, Richard. It's about, do I want to keep talking to this person? Yeah, Greg. Yep, because there's a lot of people in finance, and I think a lot of people will understand the hint, right? Like, yeah, what do you do for a living? Finance. Okay. What else? Like, that's it. And this trade is boring. This trade's boring. What do we do for a living? I trade at #1 futures prop firm. That's what I do for a living. I am a trading coach. Do you know how complicated it is sometimes for me to actually tell somebody what I do for a living? They're like, yeah, I'm in finance and TV. And I'm a YouTuber. Or I'm also a coach. I'm a day trader. What do you do? Like, how do you explain that to someone? It's like, oh, wait, how's finance and YouTube and day trading and what's the futures market and what's this and what's that? Maybe content creator. I drive for Uber. Uber's a good, yeah, I drive for Uber. The tips are good. Can you explain the trade I'm in right now? So I've explained it a few times, but it's long gold. It's long gold. There's the take profits right up there. 3 of them, and then leaving 1 on for a runner. If you want that more in-depth analysis, it is recorded. And on YouTube, you can rewatch it as you wish. You can say, hey, what do you do for a living? I'm a business owner. You could go so many things. Mandy, it depends. Mandy F, it depends. You know, Mandy, in Utah, you tell somebody in finance, and they know. They're like, oh, okay. Especially near BYU. Trader Dog, yeah, you actually seen I'm 6 foot tall. Did you not believe that? If you want me to leave them alone, tell them I'm an influencer. I can even say I'm a risk manager. You can say whatever you want, basically, that could relate to trading. I'm a professional money loser. I'm a good loser. I'm a professional loser. I lose. What's that? The best loser. I am the best loser. See you. Risk manager sounds good. I'm a simfluencer. I talk shit on Twitter. That's what I do for a living. I lose money safely. You need to start saying you're a financial analyst. Yeah, you could say that, right? You could technically say that you're a financial analyst. Not certified, but what do they call it? We're self-proclaimed financial analysts, aka gambler. James, we're self-proclaimed financial analysts. That's like saying I'm a self-proclaimed best trader ever. Candle chaser. The Lehman Brothers risk management team. Yeah, they were market technician. Predict the future. Well, chat, we're coming up on the minute. I'm getting ready to end it here. We're a certified gambler, fund manager. Yeah, you guys could write whatever you want on your IRS tax return or on your resume. If you go looking for a job, that would be. I'm interesting. What would you put on your resume if you're looking for a job? I don't know. So I think I'm just going to leave it there. We'll see how this trade plays out. You could follow along with it. Remember, it's not financial advice. This is not a signals class. This is just for educational purposes only. I am long the gold micros. So take care, everybody. And remember, Hoop and Anne-Marie is going to be taking over slow markets tomorrow. I might do a poke in on TopstepTV. But, yeah, I'll see everybody with Coach Jay and Barron. It's going to be fun. Take care, everybody. Bye.